what I'm talking about today, Industrial Revolution 4.0, you know, I don't know how many industries and roles are represented here tonight. I didn't really know what the crowd was going to look like tonight. I hadn't been to one of these things, so, you know, it's a diverse group. How many of you are in some part of your career with manufacturing companies? Any of you? All right, some of you, distribution. Less, that's interesting. Retail. Any of you in retail? If you're in retail, it's like no brick and mortar left, you know. Health sciences or health care. All right, transportation and logistics. Kevin, I know you and I just talked about that. Service industries of some kind, professional services, field service, installation service. Listen, I've spent most of my life manufacturing distribution out on the plant floor, but here's the reality today, and this is what I'm going to talk about. Today, I don't care what you think, your manufacturing, your distribution, your health sciences, your retail, your transportation, your logistics, your real estate, your construction, and we can describe our businesses in those kind of legacy kind of terms and the industries terms that we've always used. But I'm going to tell you something, to survive today, you better see your business as a technology company. Every business, every industry is a technology business or a technology company. Now listen, there's a lot of people here that know me well, know me for years. I've had the privilege of running a number of technology companies. I started off selling Toyota forklifts when I graduated from college, and I designed material handling systems. IBM hired me. If they'd have known that I'd never touched a computer in my life, they'd have never hired me. But they did hire me, and they hired me because I understood manufacturing. So I've been able to, from that point, 1981 until now, except for one stint when I ran an apparel company, I've run technology companies, but I've never written a line of code in my life. And the reason that I was able to do that is that I realized that there were two languages going on in all the business in the world. There was the language of business and the way that the business people talk, and there was the language of technology and the way the technology people talk. And there was a great chasm in between. And so my job, I realized very quickly that my job was to determine how to connect those two, how to demystify technology and to express it in terms that the business people understand that what kind of legitimate operational and financial value that the technology employed in the right way could bring to their business. Now I'm going to read something. Usually I don't read something during these talks, but I want to read this. Is that I became so convicted about this that I created something for all the technology companies that I read called the Acid Test for Business System Solution Value Creation. And here's what it said. It says, how and how much will this IT system or solution investment help us increase revenue and profitability, reduce costs, avoid or delay potential costs, reduce process cycle times, and increase throughput output? You know, there's not a word about technology in there. It's all about things that matter to the plant supervisor or the purchasing manager or the CEO or the CFO or the COO. Improve asset security, including intellectual property. Eliminate single points of failure. Reduce material product lead times. And what I said at the bottom, I said, listen, if we can't show you how the technology that we're selling that we want to deploy in this organization, whether it's a broadcast or media outlet, can do deliver one of these important business metrics to your business, for gosh sakes, don't spend money with us. Technology is too complicated, it's too complex, it takes too long to implement, the projects are hard. Go buy yourself something fun. Buy some new golf clubs, new wardrobe, new car or something. If technology doesn't do something for your business that makes a material difference in the business, then don't do it. And so I've used that for many years. And so today the question is, what in the world is Industrial Revolution 4.0, and why, more than I've seen in my career, and I've been in business for over 42 years, why do I think this is a transformational, cataclysmic point in terms of true tech entrepreneurs, people that don't have big companies, and that video was a great lead-in to have incredible opportunity even in large global enterprises. And so let's start about how we got here. So Industrial Revolution 4.0, what happened in 1784? The steam engine was invented. The steam engine was the first major factor that allowed us to move from a strictly agrarian economy where all we did was grow crops, and the reason parents had big families was because they could grow a bit more crops and pick more stuff out of the field. That's the truth. But it allowed us to invent the first manufacturing. And the first manufacturing in this country was really two industries. It was iron and it was textiles. So people don't know this, but the term IoT was invented in 1784 because everybody would meet each other on the street and say, do you work in iron or textiles? And that was IoT because that's all you did. All right, so IoT's been around a long time. Don't let people tell you otherwise. But then what happened in so that's what happened this thing doesn't do right, it'll work. What happened in 1870? we learned to harness the power of electricity. And the power of electricity is what fostered mass production. It allowed us to invent new industries like steel and oil and expanded the existing industries. So things like the light bulb, the phonograph, the telephone, the internal combustion engine began to advance the industrial society in America. What happened in 1969? That was the start of Industrial Revolution 3.0. Computers, internet, satellite cellular communications, broadband technology, wireless, the smartphone, all the things that we use on a daily basis today, they didn't exist until 1969. What happened in 2016? The incredible blurring of four worlds: the physical world, the digital world, the biological world, and the social world, and the proliferation and the beginning of what are now called cyber physical systems. When you're watching TV or a movie anymore, the truth is you don't know whether what you're watching is real or is it Memorex. Is it computer generated or did it really happen? And so all the evidence of those kind of things today are things like robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, the industrial Internet of Things, fifth generation wireless, 3D printing, additive manufacturing, fully autonomous vehicles, augmented and virtual reality. It presents an opportunity for technology today like never been present in our lives. Now listen, some of it's not good, some of it's bad, but a thing in itself is not good or bad. It's how we use it that makes it good or bad. And in the industrial setting today, there are incredible opportunities, and I'm going to give you some real life examples of what they are. The first thing is, I'm going to give you some justification. Besides, out of all the disciplines and sciences that are out there today, maybe only exceeded by the science of human behavior, the discipline in science has the greatest opportunity to improve our industrial production, our industrial performance for the foreseeable future is technology. That's what it is. Now, businesses are practical. They're not just going to buy the technological gimmick of the week. Okay? That's not what they're going to do. At the end of the day, they want to make sure that they buy technology that does three things. Here's what they are: help us operate efficiently, compete effectively, and grow smartly. Now, I'm going to use a lot of threes tonight because people can remember three things. Your phone number starts with 3 digits, okay? I will keep it really simple. But they're looking for technology that will allow them to operate efficiently, compete effectively, and grow smartly. And grow smartly simply means that as they get bigger, the difference between the revenue line and the cost line gets wider, okay? Now, to do that, they're going to want to invest in technologies that help them improve how to do three things, that help them improve how they automate, how they connect, and how they decide. Now, let me explain this. Automation, here's the questions that every industry and every commercial organization asks itself. How do we intentionally and intelligently select and apply technology to business cycles to increase the productivity of people and processes in a way that translates into improved financial performance? And so if you can't answer that question in an affirmative way and show how, you're out of the game. Number two, how do we connect the different nodes on our supply chain to enable products and services to flow from our suppliers into our organization and out to our customers faster than ever before? Now listen, when we were growing up, our mom taught us, now this has kind of changed in today's society, but taught us don't say 4-letter words. But I'm going to tell you about the worst 5-letter word in the English language, all right? The worst 5-letter word in the English language, you know what it is? It's delay. If you have a bad disease and you don't go to the doctor, delay will kill you. In business today, if you have lapses of time in your product or service supply chain, delay will kill you. Why? Because somebody else will beat you to the market and they'll beat you to the punch. So being able to help use technology to help your upside supply chain, your organization, and your distribution channel to get shorten lead times and get things to market faster, that's what's going to give you a competitive edge. And lastly, decide. With all the automation that's in the world today, especially robotics, many of the manual jobs are going away. So if we don't intentionally concentrate on changing the jobs in our countries to migrate them from jobs of doing to jobs of decision making, then we're going to have a lot of people sitting on the sidelines. So we need to focus on technology that helps turn doers into decision makers. Now, I'm going to be real quick. Why do we automate? Why? It's the key to improving predictability, productivity, and profitability. So here's the areas of opportunity for tech entrepreneurs and small tech organizations. I forget I've got this right here, but I can't read it. So anything that streamlines and automates processes, especially repetitive processes. I tell everybody, I'm looking for things in my business that will allow me to squeeze out 5 things: cost, time, waste, effort, and errors. And when you find processes and business cycles in a business where I can squeeze out cost, time, waste, effort, and errors, and it's a repetitive process, it's got multiple touch points, and it's got a repeatable workflow, that's an opportunity y'all automate. And there are plenty of applications today. One of the simplest areas to automate: accounts payable automation. Do you realize now that systems are so smart they can read different invoices and the fields even have different names, and realize which fields are the remit to and which fields are the when it's due and net 30? They can figure all that out and really automate your entire accounts payable process. That turned out not to be a very complicated application, and a lot of people are doing it. Number 2, own machine intelligence that identifies in-process speed or quality degradation. 10 years ago, 11 years ago, how many of you remember Innoventure? Remember when Innoventure was here? I gave a speech on something called predictive statistical process control. I really didn't know what I was talking about. But everybody said that doesn't exist. Statistical process control says once a machine gets out of its control limits, out of its normal operating standards, then we'll know that something's broken. Today, predictive analytics is a common thing. People don't want a wrecker to come when they've run into the ditch. They want a road to keep them inside the guardrails. And so the ability to create advanced warning systems that watch the slope and speed of any process, product, or quality degradation, that raises its hand and pokes me in the side and says, listen, you're getting ready to have a problem. I'm warning you before it happens so you can make a mid-course correction. Why connect? Shorter product development cycles and lead times. Did you know that today, this is crazy, you got a Keurig at home or you got a refrigerator, that thing, they know now whether you like an 8-ounce cup of coffee or a 10-ounce cup of coffee. It does. It knows what, it's true. It knows whether you like opening the left side of the refrigerator the most or the right. So guess what? Without you even knowing about, people are creating products with crooked wire value. People say, what is crooked wire value? I'm not going to explain the term, but I'll explain how it works. It's when somebody comes out with a product, and because they've been monitoring your activity and the way that you behave, and when you see it, you say, wow, I didn't even know I wanted that. That's exactly what I needed. You know? And today, that's available. And technology entrepreneurs can write those kind of programs. Number 2, in product development, with a purview to optimizing design, virtual and augmented reality to visualize how multiple systems interact. I tell you, I saw this in real life. In construction, all buildings have HVAC systems, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. They have plumbing, they have electrical, they have structural. Today, you take a building information modeling system or a CAD system, you can feed that into a virtual reality headset, you can put it on. I can see how every one of those systems interact in the walls, floors, and ceilings of the building before I even pour the foundation. And if anything's going to clash or conflict with one another, I can fix it before I ever pour the first yard of concrete. Now, that's available today. People invent that every day. Lastly, apps or tools that help the supply chain communicate. These are my 4 C's: communication, collaboration, coordination, cooperation. Everybody believes BMW builds the ultimate driving machine. They do not. They assemble it. You know why? They can't be the best at transmissions because ZF is. They can't be the best at tires because Michelin, Dunlop, and Continental are. They can't be the best interiors because Lear is. They can't be the best at shock absorbers because Bilstein is. There's so much science, technology, engineering, math in everything we do today that nobody can build a complete product from end to end. That's what births supply chain. So things that we help connect, what they have to do is, the only things BMW builds on those cars anymore, engines and bodies. That's it. They buy the rest of it. They're not a manufacturer. They're a design, system integration, assembly, test, marketing, sales, distribution, and support organization that assembles the ultimate driving machine. Decide why helps organizations make better business decisions faster, providing a competitive edge. This is the bit, I wanted to get to this slide. Used to be all in industries, we bought IBM and we bought the big names and we wanted to do what was safe because we knew we'd never get burned. Today, the standard, who's got a cell phone? Right there. That's the standard for enterprise apps coming up. Today, you don't think about where that app resides or where the data is. You buy it. You buy health applications, they talk to each other. This one knows how much I weigh. I mean, in the background, these systems automatically integrate and communicate with each other. That's where things are going. So today, business, we're finally waking up. We don't need to buy huge monolithic ERP systems things that cost millions of dollars to make our businesses run anymore. And so what Gartner calls is we live in the age of deconstructed ERP. I'm going to give you a real life example. We started this business 14 months ago now, Think IT. We bought a business that had archaic systems in place that probably paid $1 million for. I said, I've got to get something up and running quickly. I put in place Slack, Trello, Monday for project management, Harvest for time management, Microsoft Power BI for data visualization. Spent less than 3 months in the implementation. I'm running the business on it today. If I have to throw it away next week, I've got my money's worth out of it. Smaller, tighter, focused, solution-solving apps that work together in the background and don't cost a lot of money and don't take a whole lot of time to deploy. Data visualization for market intelligence, not just internal performance. I don't want to just know how my individuals, my departments, and my company's performing. I want to know where the next opportunity is in the market. And today, business analytics and business intelligence tools can be developed that will help you find out what's going on in the future. That was a great lead-in when he talked about what Netflix did. That what Netflix did to reinvent itself. Listen, business intelligence can tell you where the next great opportunity is. And the last one, and I'll stop here, anything that equips more employees to make data-informed decisions. Today, the bottleneck in most businesses, all critical decisions still come to the corner office. And let me tell you something, if we can proliferate insightful and intelligent information that equips more people in our country to make critical decisions that allows us to expand our markets and improve our performance, then we've turned more people into executives than ever before. And so that's the kind of systems that people need to focus on, really. So we're going to be competitive on a global basis. Very simple things. Automate, connect, decide. If it doesn't do, yeah, you can invent things that do things on that, but if you'll focus on those three, that's where the great gains can be made. Thank you.